I am on holiday, and I'm here to basically tell you guys what my TBR is for the magical readathon next week. I managed to find some books at a charity shop, and then we also went to another bookstore because, I mean, at charity shop you're not always going to find the best selection, but I did find a decent amount of books. So there are prompts for the readathon, which I'll put somewhere. I'm not entirely sure where. I should probably be on one section of the screen. I'll put it over here. There are prompts for the magical readathon, and I think I'm good. I think we found just the perfect books for it. I don't know if I'll be able to finish them all because they are all quite big, and I only have a week. So the goal is to get through at least 2. If I can get through all 5 of them, that would be amazing, but 2's my goal. Just 2. I don't know which 2 yet. Well, I do know one. I do know one of the 2 that I'd like to get through that week or next week, but I don't know what the other one will be. I might have an idea. We'll go through them, and I might kind of pick one. The first challenge is the Alohomora challenge, which is to read the first book in a series. And for that, I chose Clockwork Angel by Cassandra Clare. Now, I know this is the prequel. I haven't actually read this series. It's the Shadowhunter series, I believe. Mortal Instrument series. I've heard a lot of things about this series, but I've never actually read any of these books. It's about a girl named Tessa who arrives in England during the reign of Queen Victoria. She arrives where there are all these supernatural creatures in the streets of England, London? Yeah, streets of London, and she seeks refuge with the Shadowhunters, and it says that she becomes fascinated and torn between the worlds with her 2 best friends. So I'll be interested to get into this series. I've heard a lot of good things about it. I don't know too much about this series, but it does, they have looked very good. So I hope I enjoy it. Hopefully reading the prequel before reading all the other books is all right. It was the only one I could find. So the second challenge is Asio, and it's to read a book that's at the top of your TBR. I've got quite a few books on my TBR. I'm kind of catching up with a lot of things, but I'm actually reading a book that is coming out next month, and it's Skyward by Brandon Sanderson. This book is about a teenage girl named Spencer who lives on a planet with the human race who are trying to be destroyed basically by an alien race. And Spencer is a girl who wants to be a pilot, has always wanted to be a pilot, and when she finds an ancient ship in a wreckage, she figures out that she can repair it and become a pilot, fulfill her dream. And little does she know that the ship has a bit of a soul. And that's all I've got for the description for that, but it sounds really interesting. I'm really looking forward to reading more of Brandon Sanderson because I've only read the first Mistborn, but I have heard a lot of good things about his books. The third challenge is Incendio, and that challenge is to read a book with fire or flames or anything like that on the cover. For that, I have chosen the song Rising by Samantha Shannon. And this book is about a girl named Paige who becomes queen of the underworld, the criminal underworld in London, and while she's trying to stabilize just everything after this battle and after she's become the queen, there is a technology that's introduced that could cut her reign short. I'm very interested in this. It's, I believe, the first in the series, and it looks really interesting. Hopefully it's really good. I have no idea. The next challenge is called Rictu Sempra. I don't even know if I said that right, but you have to pick a book that tickles you in the right way, tickles your fancy, whether it's a trope or a genre or different things like that. I've chosen Farlander by Col Buchanan. This book takes place in a land called the Heart of Man, where the holy matriarch Sashin is slowly conquering all of the nations. One nation hasn't quite been conquered, and that's the Mercian Freeports, and there is a group of assassins. This book is about a man named Ash who is a part of the group of assassins called the Rashun, and he takes on an apprentice, and it follows their story as they have to go and kill the Holy Matriarch's son who's just murdered a woman. So I think that should be very interesting. I enjoy kind of assassin-y stories. Hopefully it doesn't get too political. I don't like books when they get too political, but I am very interested in this. I think it should be an interesting read. The last book series is called Lumos, and you have to pick a book with a light cover. I've picked The Wild Girl by Kate Forsyth. This book is about before the Brother Grimms put together all of their fairy tales, so it's about them sort of collecting their stories, and how they got their stories is through some of the people that they knew, because they were quite poor apparently. I don't actually know too much about the Brothers Grimm, but during the introduction it explained that they were quite poor. They got their stories through the women that they knew, and this particular story is about Dorthine Wilde, who helped them get their stories. She was also in love with Willem Grimm, one of the brothers who put together the story, and they have to kind of meet in secret because it's during the Napoleon War, the Napoleonic Wars or something. So that should be very interesting. I'm very interested in this just because I do enjoy the Grimm fairy tales. I enjoy fairy tales just in general. So I think this will be a really interesting read. But those are all of my books. All of my books for the Magical Readathon. They are quite thick. I think Skyward is also quite a hefty. I think it's like 450 pages, and a lot of these books are pretty long. I mean, this one is like almost 500 pages, but the text is like really big. So I think this one should be really easy to get through. But the rest of them has pretty, like they have pretty small text. So hopefully I'll be able to get through all of them again. I think what I'll do is my goal will be to get through Skyward, then probably The Wild Girl next, and maybe one of these. I don't know. I'm really looking forward to The Song Rising. I think that one's going to be very good, but we'll see how I feel during the week. But I am definitely going to read Skyward first. Hopefully two books get finished. If not, we'll see. But let me know if you guys are participating in the Magical Readathon, and if you are, what are some of the challenges that you're taking on? What are the books that you might read during that? And I will see you guys next time. Bye!